What's poppin' party people? Welcome to Secular Minority Podcast, where we give a non-religious humanist take on fresh topics, trends, and the society in which we live. We don't shun, we welcome all humans here. I'm your host, Sunny Secular, and this is my co-host, Fit Diva Fee.
Hello. I feel like I haven't done this in a while. I'm like, oh my God, what do I say? Hi, everyone.
And if you're new joining us, don't forget to subscribe and tap that notification bell on YouTube so that you don't miss another show. The topic for today, Miss Fee, is going to be guns, jeebus, and babies.
And I'm loving your
You like
baby
my art,
graphic.
the
I
baby?
absolutely love your baby because the baby's like, what the F is happening? Which I think is the question on everyone's mind with the United States of America. America. United
and
States of America.
And just to let everyone know, I got that title because of a candidate. There was a Republican candidate in Canada. I mean, sorry, not Canada. If it was Canada, it would be solved. No, this Republican candidate was in Atlanta. She had on hers guns, Jesus, and babies. Of course, she did not win.
I can't stand that particular candidate of which you speak. I
But
just
the
need to let you
fact that
know.
she had it on there in the first place, Fee, what do you think about it?
Well, you know my personal views on that particular candidate. That candidate in particular rubs me the wrong way, every time. And and there's a saying that empty vessels make the most noise. And I feel like that is the emptiest of vessels. Like her head is completely empty and just noise just comes out. Now, I know everyone is saying that I'm not an American, and you're right. I am not. I'm a Trinidadian. I am from the islands of Trinidad and Tobago. However, because the United States has been such a dominant force throughout the world, whatever happens in the US trickles down to various parts of the world. So we're all pretty much invested in what happens overseas and what happens in the United States of America. So so lately, and I feel like lately you all have been in the news, but for nothing positive. I feel like there's like as I was telling someone, maybe it was you, Sonny, that I feel like America has gone way back in time before there were women's rights, before there were black rights, before anything beyond white Christian nationalism mattered. I feel like y'all are like somewhere back in the 1400s. Like what is happening? Are y'all okay? Are
And
you all okay?
it truly is going backwards. You're not the only one who thinks that. As a matter of fact, at this current time, right now, while we're posting this podcast, there is a nationwide march going on. It is hashtag March for Our Lives. You can check it out on Twitter. And they have pictures with Colorado, Tampa, Boston, Buffalo, DC. Everybody has their picket signs going out, and it's about guns, and they're tired of it. They're just tired of what's going on right now. So,
Um,
so you're absolutely right. It is
yeah.
going backwards. Um, it's good to see that they're not just sitting around, not doing anything. They're at least trying. Like I said, this is nationwide that is going on right now, currently. I didn't see anything for where I live, but in all honesty, it's the high today is 113 degrees. So when it comes to summer events, we can't participate because we will
Right.
die out there at 113. You know what I mean?
Nobody wants that. Don't. It's fine.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. I have friends from Canada, Australia, and then it's people on social media. They're all saying that United States is just
It's
a shit
ridiculous,
show.
and it's crazy to me um, that the other politician that I really can't stand that you all have went on international, because I saw it, so it has to be international TV, speaking about freedom, about America being the safest and most free country in the world. And it makes me think that a lot of these politicians are seriously drinking their own Kool Aid. Now, a politician is a politician no matter where it is, whether it's in the US or it's in Trinidad and Tobago. But I feel like a lot of the citizenry in the United States are still really buying into the propaganda of the United States exceptionalism. And it really is disturbing um, that it's almost becoming like a cult mentality over there, because you almost can't see, they refuse to see what is happening. You know, when COVID first when COVID first started and we started with the mask mandates, and they were like it's a hoax, and there's still people up until this day that believe that COVID is a hoax. And I feel like a lot of the United States citizenry is like that with reference to things like um, gun laws. What is hap? What I mm, why is that such a difficult thing? I don't understand. I do not understand why it is such a difficult thing to understand. And now they want to arm teachers. What am I hearing? This
And
is really the Wild Wild West. You all are in a Western. You all are in the Wild Wild West.
uh-huh.
How you
And
want to arm teachers?
that's one of the reasons why they're doing this march, because the teachers have come out and said that's not the it. I don't want to carry. I want you to fix the law. That's what I want.
Yeah,
So
and I
yeah,
think
that's
they'll need to fix the law on everything, because there were also marches just a few weeks ago because of Roe v. Wade and wanting to overturn women's health care rights, with reference to abortions and abortion rights, and health care for women and bodily autonomy for women. And again, I feel like we're back in the late 15th century where women did not have a say in anything. Um, and it really is scary that one of the leading nations in the world is beginning to go backward this way, and it's very disturbing. It's highly disturbing.
and one of the things that I wanted to bring up is when we talk about guns, all of the humpers who think, "Oh, you're not gonna take my guns, it's through my cold dead hands." We Nobody's talking about taking the guns, okay? That's number one. Nobody's talking about taking all guns. They're talking about making harder mandates so that these kids, these young adults can't get a hold of the gun.
Yeah,
Then the gun people, they want to make fun of you saying, "Oh, well, you're calling a AR-15 assault rifle. It stands for Armalite." Okay, the reason why they're saying AR is an assault rifle is because that's how it was presented to the public when they first started coming out. And all you have to do is do a Google search. When they start making those guns and promoting it for the public to buy, they put, "You can buy this assault rifle." They weren't calling it the correct name. And so you can't get mad when regular people who don't know about guns also say assault rifle, even though technically speaking it's not an assault rifle. But the people who are getting their hands on these types of guns shouldn't have them in the first place. That boy that shot up the school recently in Texas shouldn't have never been able to get it in the first place. And
and
that's where the problem lies.
I really don't think the parents of the 19 murdered children really care if it's Armalite, if it's AR, if it's assault rifle. I don't think they cared as they buried their children. What it's
Exactly.
called, what it is, in the hands of someone that is not responsible to carry, it is an assault rifle. And it is scary that that is what they want to disparage on. It is nobody cares what it's called.
Yeah.
Nobody cares what it's called. You know what it's called? It's called 250 mass shootings in 6 months. That is what it's called. It's called 19 plus children dead in a matter of seconds. That's what it's called. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what it's called. What we care about is the end result. And I'm passionate about this because one, I am a human being and I can empathize with other human beings that are suffering. Two, I am a mother. And I cannot even imagine what it feels like to lose your 9, 10, 11-year-old child because my son is a young adult. And sometimes I hate to think of what would happen if I lost him. So,
Yeah,
from just being a human being, being a mother, I don't understand why we disparaging over whether it's Armalite or if AR stands for Armalite or if it stands for assault rifle. It's an assault rifle because it kills people. It kills innocent bystanders. It kills children. Nobody cares. Regulate the guns.
oh, you can say
Regulate the
it.
guns because you know what I find amazing, Sonny. This is what amazes me. The same people that are pro-life who want to strip women's rights talk who love to speak about the consequences. Of course, that only need consequences when it comes to punishing women for enjoying life and sex being a part of that life. But they
Exactly.
want,
Instead of saying men need vasectomies.
yeah, they don't want to protect the same children when they are alive in school. But
Right.
let's protect it before it even has any sort of an identity, while it's just a clump of cells in a woman's body. It is ridiculous to me that you want to protect a clump of cells, but you don't want to protect an actual human being. You want to regulate a clump of cells in a woman's body but not regulate a rifle that can take the life of 19 plus people in less than 5 minutes. It is ridiculous. That is nonsense. I do not make it make sense.
It
Make it
doesn't.
make
It doesn't.
sense. It
Yeah.
doesn't. It
Yeah.
doesn't. You can't
And
be pro life and don't want gun reform. It's ridiculous. You're lying. You're a hypocrite. That's what you're a hypocrite. I
and
said what I said.
each and every time something goes big and viral like this and gets into the news, something else gets pushed under there that you don't um realize is happening, but it's happening. Just like when this at the same time that the shooting happened in Texas, they also tried to send something through um, the Senate saying that school lunches were going to be taken away, the free school lunches.
It's crazy
How are you pro-life when you don't even want to feed the children that go to school?
that are
Like, are
currently
you kidding?
alive. It's crazy.
This the way everything is set up now. Maybe back in the day, this is why I hate a lot of the conservative Christians because they like, oh well, if the husband went to work and then the wife stayed at home, where are you living at? Because where I live, the rent is off the chain for a studio. A studio. That means no bedroom, just one room. It's over $1,000. So how is the husband going to be the only one working and taking care of all of everything else without any assistance? And even if the wife does stay at home and does something at home on the side, I mean, it doesn't. It's not calculating. It's not
And
calculating.
yeah, it still isn't going to stop, even if she's at home taking care of the household and that kind of thing, which is an amazing thing for women that do that. And he's at work. That is not going to stop a crazy 18-year-old with two Armalite rifles from going and killing that same child. So
The other
it's
guy in New York went to a grocery store. You
there
can't
you
even go
go.
to the grocery
You
store.
can't even you can't go to the grocery store. You can't go to school. You can't go to your place of worship. Let's not forget
Oh yeah, the
synagogues.
church.
Yeah, the church. We can't go to a place of worship. So you simply cannot exist as a human being unless I don't know, unless you fall within some kind of crazy criteria. I don't know what the criteria is to exist in the United States anymore. I don't know. It surely isn't being black. It surely isn't being a woman, and it surely isn't being trans. It surely isn't being anything outside of what a Christian white male. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because even now, women's rights are being under attack. So, whereas before, maybe white women felt safe and felt Now even their rights are being stripped away. So unless you're what, a straight white Christian Republican man, then you can't exist. Is that what you're
Exactly.
saying? Children have no rights. The LGBTQ plus have no rights. Women have no rights. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. It is frustrating, and it's frustrating for me as a foreigner. So I can only imagine how you feel as a citizen of the United States.
And here's the thing, all of these rules that they're trying to, put through, and you can try to put through as many rules as you want, but there's always going to be a way around it. Somebody's always going to find a way around it. You're not going to stop it. You may stop it from being said in out in the open, but it's still going to happen. Just like when you sent me that link to that new special that's coming out on HBO.
Yes.
Oh, I got to watch that
Oh, I'm definitely watching it. And I
because
never look
I
at
know that
documentaries.
they had ways around everything.
Yes. Yeah. And I saw a woman on TikTok, and she's like, she's in Canada. So if a pregnant woman needs a vacation, this is her email address. Let her know. And it's ridiculous that it should come to that. It
Right.
is it is absolutely ridiculous because uh, it just, I'm sorry, as I consider myself a very, as you know, a strong advocate for women's rights and empowering women. And I find this to be one of the most dehumanizing acts of violence, what I would say, against women, because it's not just taking away abortion rights. It's taking away medical privacy. It's taking away bodily autonomy. It's even taking away the right to protect yourself from getting pregnant. Because if Roe v. Wade gets overturned, some of these states, from what I was reading, actually wants to stop things like IUDs, which is a form of
And
contraception,
condoms,
and condom and
Mississippi.
Plan B and all these things. I mean, so you're not even able, even if you want to prevent yourself from having to have an abortion, you're not even able to prevent yourself from getting pregnant. And it is just mind blowing to me that they can literally justify taking away a woman's right to be a woman and make her own decisions. I live in Trinidad and Tobago, which is considered a developing nation. Y'all like to call it third world. We don't say that. It's a developing nation, and we have the right to exist as women. Now, I'll be honest, abortion has never been illegal here. It has never been legal. It has never, ever been an issue. That's not to say it isn't done. It just has never come up in the public forum as an issue. So
Which
it's
is what I
not
said
legal.
will happen here
Yeah,
eventually. It's
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 not
not going to
legal
stop it.
here, but it's not. And that's what I meant to say. It's not going to stop. But other than that, we have the right to health care. We have the right to speak our mind. We have the right to exist. We have the right to wear what we want, say what we want. You know what? It's crazy. It's amazing. It's just amazing to me, the direction that the United States is going. It's no wonder y'all seen a mass exodus right now. Let's keep it biblical. There's a mass exodus of a let's keep it biblical. There's an exodus, a mass exodus. I've been seeing it. There's actually a series on TikTok as in how to live abroad, how to migrate from the
Exactly.
United
If you go to
States.
YouTube,
Yeah,
it's more and more channels being developed right now as we speak.
and
And
I
I'm
mean maybe that
watching
is
all the channels.
maybe
Watching
that
them
was their
all.
plan all
Just to let you
along.
know, I'm
Maybe
watching them all.
maybe that's how they're gonna have the cult where they want it, because the only people that are going to remain are the people that still buy into their propaganda. Maybe that's what they're looking. Maybe that's their way of depopulating the United States and getting rid of all the free thinkers and the people that believe in rights,
And
and just keep the people that they could control.
a lot of people, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's fine.
A lot of people think that, oh, well, this is a Christian nation. This was never a Christian nation.
Even I know that.
Andrew L. Seidel has one book. He just wrote his second book explaining all of that, that it was never a Christian nation. The founding fathers did not say Christian. It was just twisted around, just like In God We Trust was not originally on the money. Everything, all of this stuff has been put into place or colonized, just like religion,
Yeah,
into
it's
making
just
people
like
think
religion.
that things are a certain way, and it's not. Now, unfortunately for the opposing people, you forgot that it's people who's been here that's older who can say, hey, that's not true. No matter what you have on the internet or no matter what kind of propaganda you're trying to push, there's always going to be somebody there saying that's not how it was. You're not telling the truth.
Yeah, and the thing is, they need to remember that this, while they may try to take you all back to the 19th and 18th century, it's not. We are literally 20. We have access to information now. You can try and whitewash things. You could try and make things disappear, but the internet is there. And you can literally look things up now. You cannot scrub the internet.
All right. Okay. So I do want to break in right quick,
Yes,
and you said that you had a scripture that correlated with what we were talking about today.
yes. So I would like to bring up, because I wanted to see for myself what the Bible said about abortion, since it's such a hot topic and it's something I'm very passionate about. And of course, I used to be a Christian. I was a Christian for a very long time. But even when I was a Christian, I was never against abortions. Never. I was never against women's health care. So I looked at Exodus chapter 21, verses 22 to 25. And I'm using the New American Standard Version because Google said that is the most accurate version, the most accurate translation. So that's what I'm going with.
Okay.
And it says now, if people struggle with each other and strike a pregnant woman so that she gives birth prematurely, but there is no injury, the guilty person shall certainly be fined as the woman's husband may demand of him, and he shall pay as the judges decide. Which means that if she gets struck but the baby doesn't die, the fetus doesn't die, then whatever the husband says is repatriation. That's what it is. That's what they pay. But if there is any further injury, then you shall appoint as a penalty life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, bruise for bruise. So if something happens to the carrier of said baby, whether they lose an eye or whatever, whatever, that is going to be the same penalty that is paid. So while there is no physical penalty for miscarriage if something happens to the baby, there is a physical penalty if something happens to the mother, which, in my opinion, shows that the Bible, and I heard a rabbi speak on this as well, the Bible values the human life, the mother's life, above that of the fetus's life. Because, yes, you pay a penalty for the loss of the fetus, but you literally may have to give your life for the loss of the mother. So, in my opinion, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, and I've read other studies on it as well, it shows that the value is the mother and then the fetus. So
Right.
I don't, and this is literally, while it doesn't speak directly to abortion, this is literally the only scripture I could find that directly relates to either miscarriage or a penalty for a woman losing a baby. And the penalty is not that the woman pays the penalty, but the person that caused the miscarriage. So it's not even directly abortion. So abortion is literally nowhere in the Bible. The word is not in the Bible. It's literally not in the Bible. So these pro-lifers that like to use the Bible and think that God is against abortion, he isn't, because hello, he literally drowned the whole world. He drowned the world already. He drowned every single baby, every single pregnant woman, every single pregnant animal. So clearly he's not against abortion. They need to stop this foolishness. It is not biblical. And the rabbis will tell you that. The Jewish priesthood will tell you that abortion is not an issue because until a baby is actually born, it is not considered an autonomous human being. It's considered a part of the mother.
And let's just call it for what it is. It wasn't never really about abortion in the first place or a
Correct.
fetus's rights. It's just an attack on women again.
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 And I just can't understand what the root of it is. But then let's remember when it started, when it originally started, it started with Orange Face. And you know how he felt about women.
No, Orange Face brought it out. It was already there.
Yeah. Well, he's the one that actually put put things in place, even so that even in his absence it could go forward, because Roe v. Wade has been around since the 70s, and it's amazing that women only had that right in the 70s. That was like right there though. The 70s was just like a few decades ago. It's
Yeah.
amazing that women didn't have that right before that. To me, it's crazy to my ears.
Yeah. 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 You're right.
Yeah, so it's crazy to me. Y'all need to do better.
And
America needs to do better.
which is what I was gonna bring up for the final part before we let everybody go. Which do you think from a outsider looking in? I know what I think, but I mean, a lot of people like, oh, you could just vote blue. I don't think that's gonna work. We need a solution. What do you think the solution is? They need to stop correlating the Bible with every damn thing. You don't
Yeah,
mix. There should be a separation between church and state. The more you use that corrupt, rewritten, unfoundable,
unfalsifiable, uh,
blood coat sacrificing
ancient, ancient. Let's not forget how
Bible.
ancient the book is. It is amazing to me that people want to use the Bible. Not just if you want to use the Bible to guide your personal life, that is fine. That's on
Exactly,
you.
but you don't use it
That's
to
on you.
tell
But
other
you
people.
should never use it exactly, and you should never use it nationwide because if let's put it in reverse. If another religion, let's say they decided to use the Bhagavad Gita, Hindus decided to use the Bhagavad Gita uh, to run the country, there would be an uproar. It would be crazy. That would be against everything. Everybody would, the whole nation would protest. Why is no one protesting that they're trying to force Christian values onto an entire nation? Christian
Exactly.
values. I'm putting that in air quotes. Christian values. Because
Yeah.
I don't know if Jesus would have been all about this. Because Jesus was a Jew. I don't think he'd be all about this foolishness. I
Say it
mean,
again.
yeah, Jesus was a Jew, right? I don't think he would be about all this nonsense. He seemed to be pretty pro women. There were a lot of women in his camp. I mean, he did call one a dog, but that's a discussion for another time.
The solution would be to just, if you want to hold to your so-called Bible morals or Christian morals, then the solution would be to stop telling other people what to do. The solution would be to um, treat other people like you want them to treat you.
And
The
isn't that
solution would
biblical?
be to
Isn't
stop
that biblical?
subjecting people to what you think is right and just let them live their own lives. If you
Agreed.
agree with it, then don't participate, don't watch, don't interact. Just mind your own goddamn business. That's the
It,
solution.
that's the solution. That is the solution. There should be a complete separation of church, scripture, and state and policies. Bottom line, they don't mix. They do not mix. And it is unfair and it's unjust to force those principles upon the general, especially if it means taking rights away from other human beings. And I think that is probably the most unchristian thing that you could probably ever do. Take rights away from people. That's
E-
that's not okay.
Exactly. And I'm gonna put out alert for everyone else. I'm putting that alert out now. You don't have to be a non-believer or agnostic. You can be anything other than Christian. If you think that you're going to sit here, if you think that you want to, that you're not, I'm sorry, let me get it together. If you don't want these Christians to dictate your life or what you should do, you need to be stepping up and saying something as well, not just us. If you're uh if you're Buddhist, if you're what do they have in India? Krishna? If
Yeah,
you,
Hindus.
yeah, Krishna, Buddhist, pagan, Satanist, witch, uh what else we got? Anything
Yeah,
else, any other religion that they are stepping on with this bullshit, you need to get angry and say something and stop being scared.
you
Cause
know, Sonny, I think the only people that try to force religion down other people's throats are the Abrahamic, and not even all. I think they're only Christians. I have never been evangelized to by a Hindu. I live in Trinidad and Tobago. We have all religions here. And a
right.
Hindu has never tried to convert me to Hinduism. A Muslim has never tried to convert me to Islam. Hare Krishna has never tried to convert me. No other religion has tried, well, to reconvert me to their religion. Never, never.
Right.
So why can't Christians have that same respect?
Exactly. And so we handled the subject and we handled the solution. Now it's up to you. Whoever's listening, put your thoughts, comments down below. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening on the podcast, check out the website. Fiona, let them know where they can find you.
All my channels, Fit Diva Fee. I'm on everything. Just Fit Diva Fee. Just Google me.